Name of the shame. I was named after my parents' best friend. I never used to have an issue with this. I do now. The name Xavier might have been an uncommon choice for a boy, but it held special meaning to my parents, who insisted on naming their first son after a dear family friend who had always come through for them. After all, it was Xavier who'd first introduced the pair in college. It was him who spoke at their wedding, and it was he that helped them move into their home, gave them rides when their car broke down, and babysat in emergencies. My parents said naming me after him was an honor. Growing up, I only ever felt to be proud to be named after such a great guy. Uncle Xavier was a good-natured community figure and beloved family man. He imbued the name with a sense of warmth and generosity, and because of it, I happily told people my name. That's why it's such a shame that he did what he went on to do. One ordinary July morning, Xavier got out of bed, picked up a knife, and proceeded to butcher his entire family. He then got into his car, drove into town, and continued his killing spree. A total of 32 people were killed in his newest rampage before he was finally shot by the police. The tragedy instantly made national news as one of the most violent serial killers in our state's history. The man who'd been a second father to me was now one of the most infamous killers in the U.S. Ever since that day, being named after Xavier Finch had a very different meaning. Instead of a blessing, it was now my curse. Jeers of Exterminator Xavier, or Xavier the Child Slayer, or X marks the Murer, were now constantly lobbed my way at school by other teens, just because of this goddamn name. Even when I tried to adopt nicknames or use initials, it didn't make any difference to the hostility I received. Whenever I gave my name to people, they'd clarify like the Rampage Kyler, or just reflexively cringe at the reminder. I hated it. There was no denying that, at least where I lived, the name was completely tainted. So, after all these years of derisive comments and comparisons, I'm glad to finally be legally changing my name. I haven't settled on what it'll be yet. Anything that doesn't conjure up images of a notorious convict. I refuse to live in the shadow of Xavier Finch's crimes any longer. No, I want the killings I'm going to commit to speak for themselves. I'm gonna make a name for myself as a criminal, not be overshadowed by my namesake. Sharing a name with an infamous mass killer is unacceptable when you're a future infamous mass killer.